think we're done. I think we're ready. I believe. Yes, I believe so. Hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever part of the world that you might be in. Nice to have you with me. I'm still Tad. I'm expecting to be Tad for some time to come. So if there's anybody else out there with ambitions to become a Tad, not ready yet. You're not ready yet, and I'm not giving it up yet. Anyway, I am going to be reading, and as usual, I will be reading from, well, not as usual, but as usual for the past couple of weeks, I'll be reading from Secrets of Ordinary Farm. Before that, let me see, what did I want to talk about? Oh, I've been sort of being reticent the last few weeks, broadcasts, readings, whatever you want to call it, about what I've been doing. I wish I could tell you it was something really exciting, like, oh, and we're making a movie, or we're, opening a theme restaurant or something like that. I'm afraid it's not anything near that exciting, especially for me. No, what's been going on is that we are moving house. Long and complicated story, long and complicated explanation. For those of my friends out there who know our house and know how much I love it and what it means to us, we're not selling the house. We are moving. We're going to rent the house. We hope to move back in at some point, a couple of years up the road. In the interim, we are going to be living at the house that my parents lived in. Again, complicated family reasons, also the poverty of the working author, various other things. But that's what's been going on, and it's been going on for, well, the whole process has been going on for a long time in terms of deciding what to do. But the process of deciding the actual what we are going to do and having decided it, beginning to act on it, has been going on really for the last few months. It is anybody who's moved house knows it's just not much fun, and it's extremely exhausting in a number of ways, and that's what's going on. So, as you can see already, there's probably less stuff. There was a period of time there where everything was being stored in this office. Now, a lot of it has been moved out or actually chucked. I have gotten rid of a huge amount of stuff because, that's what you ought to do when you're moving. And also, having lost my mom this year and having my dad move out of the house, my brothers and I have, been dealing with, just the weight of all the family stuff and trying to decide what to do with it. And, it became also clear to me, I don't really want to have, 6,000 pounds of books that nobody cares about but me. And even I don't care about the ones that I've already finished with or read and decided they weren't going to do me much good as research material or whatever. So we're giving away a lot of those books. Some of them Deb actually is going to sell off some of the nicer books, because that's the kind of thing Deb thinks of. Meanwhile, I'm just thinking of things like, good God, let me get rid of as much as possible. Because we literally filled an entire moving van, one whole pod of a moving van with books when we moved here 12 years ago. Anyway, so for those of you, as I said, so that's what's been going on. It is what it is. It's strenuous. It's it's difficult, but we'll live through it. We will survive. It's hell on writing. I haven't been able to do any writing for weeks, for at least a couple of weeks now. But unfortunately, I was already really pressed against the wall with Navigator's Children in terms of getting it ready. I am pretty sure it is not going to be out in November. I don't see any way that we can finish this move and me get it done in the time that I want to. But I'll let you know how that's going as I know more about it. The book's basically done. I'm in revisions. I'm in, editing. I'm polishing things. I'm fixing things. It's not like anything's going to dramatically change. I'm not in the situation I was in last year when I had to rewrite whole huge chunks of it. It's pretty much finished. Just a lot of tweaking and polishing and stuff like that. But I have to be able to do it. And before I can do that, I have to finish up with this craziness which is going on here. So that's the main item of business. And again, I hasten to say for those out there, because I know there are more than a few of you out there who have been here and have been to the house and stayed at the house or whatever. We fully intend to hang on to it and, if possible, move back in. It's funny because there was an article this week that got passed around. You may have seen it on, one of my social media sites or Deb's or somewhere else floating around, which said something to the effect of Tad Williams missed his own revolution. To which and it said, he influenced George R.R. Martin and Brandon Sanderson and somebody else too, Patrick Rothfuss, I think, or whoever. Anyway, mentioned that in the headline, and I went, yeah, it's true. So they've all said, and some other writers have said that I influenced them, and they've all sold like 100 times as many books as I have. So those of you out there gathered with me tonight can know that you are a part of a very select coterie of appreciators of my particular kind of literature. But it's always been tough. I've been lucky enough to make a living writing books for 35 years now or something. I don't know how many. We're approaching 40. And do nothing else but just write books. And unfortunately, though, we also live in one of the most expensive places in the world, which is California, Silicon Valley, the San Francisco Bay Area. And excuse me, you probably thought I was going to burst into tears there. No, I was just coughing. And it's expensive, and making a living as a writer can be difficult sometimes. So we're doing this in part as an economic measure so that I don't have quite so much pressure, I guess, is Deb's intent. But anyway, so everything goes forward. We're all doing fine other than that. That family is healthy. We are in fairly good spirits under the circumstances. I'm really tired of putting things in boxes and lugging boxes around, and I'm getting as much help as I can, or we're getting as much help as we can, because we're not really in that carrying 500 heavy book boxes phase of our lives anymore. So we're bringing in people when we can, and that's basically what's going on. So that's why I've been kind of reticent the last quite a few weeks, actually, and I've been saying things like, well, not really much I can talk about. That's why, because that's really all I've been doing for a while, and that's certainly all Deb's been doing for a while. In terms of work, we've just been working at this stuff. So, anything else of note? Yeah, so trying to get back to the book, trying to finish this process up. We're hoping we can get it done now in the next couple of weeks. That may be slightly optimistic. We'll see. But meanwhile, and the other reason that I'm mentioning this is that I have no idea what's going to go on with the readings, because first of all, I don't know what I never did one from my folks' house, so I don't know what the quality of the Wi-Fi rather, that they have there. I will have to figure that out. And in the next couple of weeks, I don't know what's going to be going on. I may be fine like I was this weekend, and do my work during the day and come in and do a reading in the evenings, and that's not a problem. However, things may change. I may have to break down the office and won't have a place to do it from, et cetera, et cetera. So just keep tuning in to the social media pages on Facebook or whatever. And I will let you guys know, and I will always post when I'm going to be doing a reading, just so people will be aware. So that's where it's at. And let me just see who else has checked in. There's a funny idea. Chris said I should take a picture of my office and use it as a green screen in the new location. That would be excellent. Pretty funny. Anyway, let me see who has checked in and say hello to people. So there's Petra. Hello, Petra. Good to see you. Andre, a pleasure. Chris, I already name checked you because of your comment, but good to see you as always. Kristen. Hello, Kristen. Saul, good to see you. Suzanne, also. Winter. Hello, Winter. Who else have we got here? Tom Malkowitz. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. Ron, my dear friend. Good to see you. And Jeremy, another dear friend. A pleasure as always. Mahmoud. Good to see you. Sir Christy. Is that Christy Cruz from School Days? I hope so. That would be cool. Not that I would be adverse to another Christy, but I was just telling somebody about you the other day, Christy, if that's you from School Days. Becky. Hello, Becky. Good to see you. Hazel. There's my mother-in-law. Hello, sweetie. Yes, life continues here. We're all fine. Your daughter is sleeping the sleep of the justified and the hardworking. But anyway, lots of love to you guys and to everybody on the other side of the big pond. Who else have we got here? We got Hazel. Jack. Hello, Jack. Good to see you. Anamika. Hello. Ilva. Hello, darling. Good to see you. Yes, it's you and Ron and Jeremy and all those folks that I'm mostly talking about, how the fact that we're not intending to get rid of the house. We're just going to be somewhere else for a while. Dirk. I see also Steve. Hello, Stephen. Good to see you. And Julia. Hello, hello. And Christy. Okay, yeah, Lily. Well, Lily may not be in my background anymore. Christy wanted to know if Lily will still be in the background. Lily may not be in my background anymore because we're going to have different set of stuff at the new house in terms of who will be staying where. And Lily may have to go and live in the room of one of our young people because we're taking two of our young people along, at least at first, for a variety of complicated family reasons. So Lily will probably be down the hall, but I don't know where I'm going to be doing. I have barely been over except to help move stuff out of the house. I have barely been involved in moving stuff in yet. That still remains to be done. And at that point, there will be many assessments that have to be made, not merely to do with doing readings, but things like how to make sure Johnny doesn't terrify the neighbors, because Johnny has been used to, having a huge property to himself, and therefore he has felt honor bound to bark at everything going past. Well, the difference here is that we've set the property up so that he can't get up next to the road anymore. I hasten to say, we have set it up that way. But the new house, it's gonna, the yard goes right up next to the sidewalk, so I can just see him terrifying the nice little old ladies in the neighborhood. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. So there's a lot of practical considerations that are frankly giving me nightmares. But one way or the other, we'll deal with things. So that's what's going on. If I haven't said hello to you, it's because you didn't show up in my little list. That's another thing. There's only so many hours a day. I'm told there's 24. It doesn't even feel like there's that many, but there are many, many things still to be done. So when I will get around to fixing the issue with being able to see comments, I don't know. Anyway, anything else that I needed to mention? No, I mean, other than that, we're all pretty fine. We're hanging in, we're going forward. When I have the occasional moment when my brain is not consumed with moving things from one part of the house to the other, or, into the garage, or what are we going to store, what are we going to take, how do we get rid of all this other crap that we don't want anymore, etc., etc. Not to mention a lot of cleaning and things like that, because we're going to rent this house out to some brave souls. So in occasional moments, I actually think about some of the other projects that I'm working on or wanting to work on. But I don't have much to tell you about them because they're either things you're going to find out about when the books come out, or they're things that are such early stages at this point, like Splintered Sun, which I have an outline for, and I've been thinking some about character development and things like that. In background information, but there's not really anything I can tell you until there's a story attached to it. So not a whole lot to say on that subject. Let me think then. Is there anything else that I need to tell you guys about? I don't believe so. No, I don't think so. So, that being the case, I am going to go ahead and start reading. And I think we were in the middle of a chapter. Oh, let me see who else showed up. Oh, and Andre wants to know, what does my T-shirt say? It's also very appropriate from this point in life. Um, it says, "Ever make It's Bob Ross. So if you don't know Bob Ross, they just made a biographical movie about him that's just